Hello everybody, welcome back to INSANEBRIT Gaming. I'm the INSANEBRIT and this is this month's October update for the channel. We're going to be talking about FIFA content, my thoughts and feelings on FIFA. We've got FIFA Sims coming up, a hell of a lot of them as well, because it's a pack fixture. I will also be covering the World Cup as well, specifically England. I wonder how far we get in that, and I'll be talking about my thoughts on the previous playthroughs and upcoming content, including a brand new playthrough that started today on my channel, Open World. So anyway, and I know a lot of people like open world or like watching me play open world games, etc. We have the GTA series to finish, Mafia as well, and I haven't gone on to Mafia because of the PlayStation situation, as we know. I've documented that well enough. Anyway, so I'm going to talk about FIFA content and then I'll move on to my PC update as well. A little bit interesting news there as well when it comes to that. In my change once more, in my opinion of what PC I'll be going for, etc., etc. Anyway, so it's FIFA content in regards to FIFA in general on the PS4 versus the PS5. I have looked at comparison videos, and I gotta say, the PS4 version is essentially, in terms of gameplay, I don't really notice too much difference, right? Okay, you can say that's the same about every FIFA game to a point. Alright, I get it. But at the same time, I feel more annoyed at the little things that ain't available in the PS4 version, like, you know, the grass. Literally, when you slide on the grass, it's non-existent, the damage to the grass when it comes to PS4 versus PS5. It's really shit. It's an inferior product compared to the PS5 version, which annoys the hell out of me. It just does. Obviously, they've got constraints compared to the PS5 versus the PS4, but you really are seeing, in my opinion, an inferior product. It is what it is. I'll continue to do FIFA Career Mode. I'll continue to do FIFA Sims, and then when I get a PS5, I will then transition over to that very quickly when that happens. It is what it is. I can't do nothing about that. So, FIFA Sims are FIFA Sims for what they are right now. Interestingly enough, I'm noticing individuals do skills and stuff like that, which was said to be in a couple of previous games, like where Messi would make a run or Ronaldo. You didn't really see it, or they tried to do it, but it weren't very good. Now I'm seeing like they like to make some Mount do little tricks and stuff and various stuff like that. It's kind of interesting. But on the whole, it's an inferior product compared. But again, we have to we could push forward with it, of course. FIFA Sims, like I said, will be a lot in October because we've got like 8 games or a game every 3 days or something. So there's going to be busy work there for me to be doing in respects to that. I know I don't commentate on them anymore, but I find it easier just to be able to knock them out because I'm doing other content and stuff like that. It's not hindering me, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Especially when games are at night and stuff like that, and I can't always do them straight away and stuff like that, and with commentary, it's just annoying. So yeah, so moving forward, but you already know that more or less at this point. PC update. I did think this year, or especially next year, I thought it was going to happen, that the 40 series was coming out. The RTX 40 series. I mean, we've had the 360, the 370, 70 Ti, the 380. Obviously, is a beast in itself. Now the 40 series has come out, and there's 3 different versions. It should be the 370, 380, 390, but essentially they've called the graphics card 382 versions of them with a 12 gigabyte and I think a 15 gigabyte. There's a massive difference, like when it comes to the 90. I mean, if the 30 series is here, the 90 series is up there. Like the 30 series is about here. The 40 series is like up here. It's massive, like right compared, like in terms of power and strength and the graphical, ability and everything. It's just, I've seen the benchmarks kind of thing, and it's fucking incredible. So of course the low end, I was going on about getting the 3070 series and everything and blah blah blah, or 3070, and they're going to be launching on October 12th. So I'll look at the prices of the low end 40 series, and I might end up buying one of those. If not, I just stick with getting a 30 series. It doesn't really matter in terms of gaming. I just want to be able to record, and I have to update this PC to be able to record the PS5 and stuff like that. So I'm near enough around the point of buying a new PC. It just depends on which one I want to get. And then, but again, I have to save a little bit more and stuff like that. So I'm thinking, unfortunately, around January. I was hoping at Christmas, but the way it's looking now, possibly January. And even then, I'll probably have to borrow 100 or something. Try and find someone willing to lend me that kind of just 100 and something pounds, just to close it off, or it could be February. It is what it is, and I can do about it. So yeah. Also, speaking of, actually, yeah, I forgot to write this down. Actually, before we get into it. In terms of games, because I didn't add this in actually. I don't know what I want to talk about specifically. But apparently Horizon Zero Dawn remake is being made. Horizon Zero Dawn, I haven't played it. It was on the PS4. I'm not too sure. It wasn't on the PS5, but they're remaking it. It was only remade, I mean, it's only made in 2017 anyway. So why the hell are you making a game like remaking it in 4 or 5 years later? It's not like it's, Last of Us was about 10 years more or less, part one or whatever, and they changed the models completely and everything. So it's a bit of a rip-off in my opinion. Hey, if you're a fan of it and willing to pay £70 for a Horizon Zero Dawn on the PS5, the first one, then by all means. I personally, I've got it. I think they gave me it on PSN. I'll just play it, the PS4 version on the PS5 when I eventually do get a PS5. So, yeah, that's basically my thoughts and opinions on that. Modern Warfare. This is what I actually forgot to write down. Modern Warfare 2. You might be thinking, why didn't you play the beta? Didn't you pre-order it? Are you not getting it? Blah, blah, blah. And the truth is, I just didn't want... I could have pre-ordered it. I just chose not to. And I thought I knew I was buying it anyway. I won't lie. But I thought there's no rush to pre-order it. Yeah, there was a beta and it would have been good content for my channel, etc., etc. But I've done that before and nothing really came of it anyway. So I was like, well, I don't want to burn myself out in the game before it even comes out. So I thought, oh wait, I'm not bothered. I have seen the gameplay. It looks good. It looks fun. A lot of people complaining about the steps. Now you can hear people and stuff like that. Now the problem is, how they're trying to punish you for running. But then they're gonna allow no dot sight on the mini map. When they fire when they fire or whatever. I think that's the case. It's only going to be for UAV. That's when you get the red dot sight. And it's kind of annoying as hell because you're rewarding camping and you're actually punishing running and gunning, and it's fucking bad. I'm not a fan of that. Part of me says, well, I want them to know where I am so they can come and get me. Come on, and I'll take X, Y, and Z on. But at the same time, if they're camping, it's going to become very frustrating. And I think the game more or less is very a casual game for COD players. I'm not the best player. Never said I am. You know what I mean? I often come in a top 2, sometimes in my gameplay. You see in some of the videos. Again, not that I'm the best, but I can see the camping thing being more and more annoying this year. We just have to deal with that and put up with it the best we can. There's not much we can do about it, but it does look like a good game, and I'm looking forward to getting back into the Modern Warfare era. Vanguard, I'm getting bored of. I know you guys are probably bored of the series. I'm just finishing off Season 5, and then I'll probably just play up until Modern Warfare comes out, and then of course when the PS5 eventually does come, I'll be playing some of those Call of Duty campaigns that I never got to play, including Black Ops, Vanguard, and of course Modern Warfare 2 as well. So yeah, so I just want to have my say on that. I haven't said, oh, it's shit or whatever. I am going to be buying it. It will be replacing Vanguard eventually on my channel. When it comes out, I will pre-order it probably next week, just on principle. Just so it's done. I'll get the downloaded version as well, so I don't have to keep swapping discs out, which is pissing me off. My thoughts on the previous playthroughs and Life is Strange and Wolfenstein 2. I think that's all we had this month. I'm not too sure. Obviously, Grand Theft Auto 3 we finished up as well. That was a good game. Very much enjoyed it. Played the ending mission. I never played the ending mission. But yeah, Life is Strange. I've got to be honest with you. It's a good game. I see people on Twitter saying Alex Cheng, is it Cheng? Alex Chen, yeah, she's my favourite character, blah, 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 whatever. And I'm like, okay, I ain't got a problem with that. Yeah, fine. But I'll tell you what, the terms of the game itself, not the gameplay. The gameplay is always the same in Life is Strange to a point. And the graphics are beautiful. I'll give them props for that. Let me switch back to the camera. The game, I'll be honest with you, compared to the other games, it's quite boring. Or it's not as interesting. You know what I mean? I feel there's less locations. The characters were dull. And not Alex Jane got her brother, and then you got Steph. Right, 3 of those, let's be honest, the 3 main characters. And then Jed steps in somewhere along the line. And then that guy who wanted his girlfriend to run away with him at the end of a playthrough, or near the end of a playthrough when he felt he was guilty and stuff like that. But other than that, it was really lackluster. And then what the main character, or character, sorry, you steal the USB stick from or whatever, she was non-existent throughout the game. She was just like somebody walked past your window. You didn't know what they were wearing. You didn't know their name. They were irrelevant. And all of a sudden, they were this prominent figure of oh, I work for these people. Oh, you stole from me. And then it just felt like they weren't in the game that much. There weren't a lot of key characters for me. Uh, like I said, the main character, her brother Gabe, and then Steph was prominent. You had Ryan's in there a little bit, and the boy as well. He played a big part in it, a key part in his emotional state as well in the game. But the locations were crap as well. You had the lantern, you had the town, your room, and then the mine at some point, and even then you only investigating it once. If you look at Life is Strange, you had like the original, and even the one with the Mexican kids, you know, heading to the border at the end of the game. You had loads of locations, loads of interesting things and people around them. They were just better games. I would recommend playing all the Life is Strange, and then like don't jump in at True Colors. I think True Colors was, you know, a too weak a story for me. When it come to the game, the story. Sorry, I thought it was one of the weakest stories. I didn't really, you know, I got it, but it was just the story was simple, but it weren't. There was not enough locations for me. You didn't travel around or do anything, or you know what I mean. It just felt like it was, you know, the scope of the game was like that compared to the other games. You know what I mean? So that was just my opinion. Not the best in the series. I will be playing the next one if it comes out, whatever story that they decide to tell. But yeah, not the most entertaining out of the actual series. Quite disappointed really, but the graphics were beautiful. I give them that, or what have you. I also wish I didn't pause it as much at the end of the game. I paused that 3 times, repeated myself. I should have just paused it once. My apologies for that. But whatever. So that is now in the completed playthrough section. Wolfenstein 2 for me, the first game was better. The second game's okay. There's the last part that I released was part 9, which entails Hitler. He's in it, which I was shocked at, and what they did to him and how they made him and everything. I got to be honest with you, I found it funny as fuck. Where they auditioned for the role, he didn't like them, he shot them. That was funny. I suggest literally you watch that video. If you watch one video out of that series, watch part 9 with Hitler in it. It is hilarious to me. I was fucking dying with that one, man. It was crazy fun. But yeah, so that hasn't ended yet. But that will end next week, maybe? Yeah, next week that will end. This week we're having a new playthrough. So yeah, Wolfenstein is still ongoing for another week, of course. We haven't finished it just yet, but it will finish, so that would be that. But yeah, so Wolfenstein hasn't been is been okay, but too many missions like in the submarine where you're at. I thought that was a bit annoying. Yeah, it's just I haven't enjoyed it as much as I did the first one. Other than that, like one particular scene with Hitler, that was pretty cool, or what have you. But I'm happy I've got that done now. Basically, I've got a week left of content for that in terms of releasing it. So yeah, this month's upcoming content, ironically, does relate in both of those games I just talked about. So Wolfenstein has to finish. And I'll be playing the Life is Strange True Colors DLC. And we might think, well, if you didn't like True Colors, why did you buy the DLC? Well, I actually bought the DLC because of Steph. Steph is like a cool character. I like Steph. And I wanted to see more of Steph and her backstory and everything. To be honest with you, the DLC, if you're really into it, pay a fiver for it. I think I paid 10 quid for it. And it's like, not the best, I feel. I think it was kind of lackluster in many ways, I feel. I know it's got to come out, it is what it is, but I'm talking about it now. But yeah, the DLC is basically, isn't really worth it in my opinion. But anyway, so basically, guys, the brand new playthrough this week which starts up is Grand Theft Auto Vice City. And then after that, I'll finish off Wolfenstein the second week. The third week will be the DLC for True Colors. And then on the fourth week, I'll go back to GTA. So yeah, those will be the games that are coming out for us this month, or for me. I'm just finishing off Wolfenstein, more Life is Strange, but I'll be, at least it's DLC, so you might not have seen it. And of course, we'll be playing GTA this week. So it's an open world game and 2 other games that I just got to finish off, really. So yeah, basically that's what's coming out. I did see PSN and Xbox games coming out for the month of October. Look kind of shit. Boring, not interested. Or Injustice 2 looks good, but at the same time I'm not a fighting game person. I'm not going to try that, so I'm not bothered about it. It's just that I've never been a fighting game player, you know what I mean, into Street Fighter or anything like that. It's like not my thing. This month I still got to be watching. I've been watching Elden Zero. I think I spoke about that last month. I've actually couldn't find it on Netflix the other day. I was like, where the fuck is it? Anyway, so I started watching that again. I'm only 6, 7 episodes in, but I'm really enjoying that anime. Also, I saw the Uncharted movie, um, which is starring Tom Holland, and a lot of people said, oh, it's not based off this game, or fucked it up a bit or whatever. I don't even know. I'm a very casual fan when it comes to Uncharted. Yes, I was going to be super critical because it wasn't the original guy, you know, obviously, but you can't, unless you have the actual actor that played him and everything, and then the voice, which I don't know if it's going to be the same person or separate people. But either way, I was going to be picky about that and be like, nah, I don't really like the idea of watching that because it's not the original. It's not the same character. It's Tom Holland, whatever. But he actually does a pretty good job. The writing's pretty good. I found it pretty funny at times, and I did enjoy it. It's not overly complicated. They've simplified it. They've made it simplified where they're just like, oh, we have these maps and he can read them because he's very good at it, whatever. That's about it. So it's not like it's very hard to put a 40-hour game or a 20-hour game into 2 hours. So they've done quite well with it. I'm actually quite surprised with it. It's worth a watch, and I'm a fan of the series, be it maybe you could argue casual. I've went through all the games or what have you in the past. I actually did enjoy the movie. It doesn't ruin it for me. Tom Holland's like a if you're not gonna have the person playing the part, then Tom Holland's like a good substitute because he lightens it up. You know what I mean? And it's just a good film. It really is, especially if you're casual. If you're not a fan, I'd still recommend watching it anyway. It's pretty good. Yeah, so I'd definitely watch that. I am planning on watching Cyberpunk Edge Runners. I know a lot of people have been watching it and are getting into the game, Cyberpunk. I'll probably watch it at some point and then I will be like, oh man, I want to play Cyberpunk now or whatever. I might borrow that or buy it at some point. Well, I think it's just on PlayStation. I'm not too sure. No, I think it's on Xbox. So maybe I can actually... I can play it, so whatever. Might be the last gen, but I can do it regardless. One last thing, actually, Chelsea um, put a bid in for, well, not put a bid, but had a medical within Cuckoo out of Leipzig, which I'm very nervous because he scores goals like Werner, but it's like I don't trust anyone from the German league right now, you know. But then again, Haaland's come in and done the business. Werner just didn't, or maybe he was unlucky, you could argue. But £60 million or 50 million, £53 million, I think the actual buyout clause for Nkuku. Will we take a chance on him? Probably. Well, I mean, we've had the medical. He could agree that, but we ain't agreed the fees. If the buyout clause 53 million, I have no doubt that Todd Bowley can pay that, obviously, and we just get him as a striker to compete with Abagawang or whatever. I can't say his name. So I said it the other day and someone criticised me for it. I was like, fuck off. I don't know. But either way, I think we might get him. Should I buy him in FIFA? Will he arrive in January in real life? I don't know. That'd be interesting. I'd like to see more Brozier, though, get a start out for Chelsea as well. But yeah, guys, that's about it for this month's update video. Everything I wanted to say. If you have any questions, then leave them in the comment section below. Not a lot of people watch my last month's update video. About 25 people. It's also about 50. Maybe people are just fed up and uninterested because I keep repeating myself. I get it when it comes to the PC situation. But remember, when I do get it, you won't be hearing about it again. I'll have an unboxing video for you. And we'll be moving on to the PlayStation 5, and I'll be able to, record that. I've got to get a new card catcher as well. It's playing up a little bit as well. So yeah, and then I'll be able to play BioShock 2, BioShock 3, Batman. Oh, I'll be able to play a lot of different games that I've been meaning to play. Horizon Zero Dawn 1 and 2, God of War. That's what I want to play as well. That'd be on the PS5 as well. So yeah. Interesting stuff moving forward. I'm closer because I've decided to downgrade my PC what I was originally going to get, but that's fine. I'm happy to do that at this point. I just want it over and done with. So I'm thinking January, worst ways February, or very close to. So I'll be on the brink then, which is only a few months away actually. We're on the 10th month, 10th, 11th, 12th, 2-3 months tops. We're good. It's not bad. And then I'll start the process of buying a card catcher that is capable of recording the PS5. I'll stick with Elgato because it's been really good and solid, and I do love the system. I don't know, maybe even move to 4K if I can do that. I don't know. I'm not too sure at this point. but it'd be nice too if I could. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, share, comment and subscribe. Follow my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, links are in the description below, and you can donate to me if you want to help get this PC. The sooner that I get, all money's going to the PC. It's crazy. You know, I would have had it last September, but I had to buy a new laptop. Speaking of which, it's got damaged. The screen, I think it has to be replaced. That might cost £200. I don't know, but I'm not taking it in until I get this PC. PC is my priority at this point. So yeah, that moving forward. Anyway, guys, I'll see you in the next playthrough, which is today, Grand Theft Auto Vice City. And thanks so much for watching.